Oh, no, credit to the opposition. I think they really had a crack today, and I think it's a good look at what they're going to be in the future, because I think a lot of their young players really stepped up, and I think they were challenged by their coach and with a couple of senior players out, and I think the young players for the Gold Coast really stood up and took their opportunity. So I'm really reticent to say I'm disappointed, because that would be taking away credit from the opposition. I thought they were fantastic and gave everyone a glimpse as to what a good side they can be. And anyone who's criticised Carmichael Hunt over the journey should be eating their words and should be apologising to him, because on that performance, he's a bona fide AFL midfielder.
Brett, what had to be addressed in half-time?
Oh, well, we just probably overused the ball, and Gold Coast capitalised on a lot of our mistakes, so probably cost us a bit last week too. So we just had to go back to basics a little bit, and every time the Gold Coast went forward, they scored. So we had to address our defensive mechanism, and I think the boys responded really well on that front. And I was really pleased with the effort to respond, because we addressed some things. Once we got those sorted out, the boys carried out their bit. But I think again we saw some really good quality players that the Gold Coast have got, and they're young, but they're extremely capable. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the not too distant future.
With responses, Lindsay Thomas had a pretty big week last week. He basically said he wouldn't change. I think there was a couple of examples out there where he showed he wouldn't. How did you see that?
Yeah, I think that we've really demanded that Lindsay's attack on the ball is really intense, and he keeps his eyes on the ball, and he goes hard at the contest. So I think it's a real credit to him, and he's becoming a really difficult player to play on. I didn't think I'd be sitting here with a scoreline. We've kicked 17 goals, 25 behinds, and Lindsay kicked 3 straight. So that's a great result for us.
You've taken Wellesley off. Was he a bit sore, or was he having a bad game?
No, Wellesley, we just are conscious that he's had limited match preparation. We pretty much brought him in round 1 on the back of only 1 practice game, so we're just conscious of his overall load, and the Gold Coast did a pretty good job nullifying him as well. But I think that the last month has probably built up a little bit, and we just used the opportunity in the last quarter we wanted to get Levi Greenwood into the game, and we thought it'd be a good opportunity to give Wellesley a rest. But he's fine physically, just a lighter game load.
Get his knee looked at though. He's okay.
Yeah. As I always say, if all the injury report that was given to me is an all clear, so the medicos obviously are not concerned about it at all.
Andrew, you look like you ran into Carmichael at one stage. How much has he improved since the last time you saw him?
I think he's 10 times better player than what he was. I think he's improving every week. I watch a fair bit of their footy, obviously, to watch my brother, and the way he's attacking the footy now and the way he's reading it, it's a credit to him and his development.
You're involved in 2 incidents with him. Do you think they'll be looked at?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Nah, he's mate, he goes hard at the footy, and he's got a big body, and he throws it around, and he's a really fair player. He had no issues with him.
Did you say anything to the boys at half-time? I mean, the coach would have said something. Did you demand more of the team at half-time as well?
We just spoke about just being a bit more composed. We were just playing kamikaze sort of footy early on. We just needed a few guys to get the footy and just slow it down and not be so rushed, but be more bit more direct with our ball use. And try and use the usable options. And I thought we did that, especially early in the third. We came out and we executed.
How was the coach's mood?
He gave us a good spray, and we deserved it. So we were off in the first half, and the Gold Coast came out and they played terrific footy. They got some really good young players, and they showed they can be really dangerous when they get going.
Brad, what else pleased you out of the game?
I think that while we didn't play it anywhere near our best, and again that's largely because the opposition didn't allow us to play at our best. But we found a way to win, and we found an avenue to goal. So, we still had 42 scoring shots, 61 inside 50. So, really dominated contested possession. So the really critical things, the fundamentals of footy, are still really good for us, and they were good for us last week too. But we need to be more efficient, with our use going forward, because 25 behinds is not good football, and it's going to cost us games unless we get that right. So. And we had some shots from some pretty tough angles too. So, basically, what pleased me is that we found a way to get the job done. And now we look forward to a huge task next week against West Coast. It'll be something where we'll really set ourselves for.
With Todd out and Robbie Tarrant coming in and playing up forward, do you want to have a look at that for a few weeks, or do you have to make a harsh assessment on this week?
No, it's always an evolution of if Hamish and Goldie are playing really good footy, there's a spot for both of them in our side. But if one drops off, well, they'll lose their spot, and that's a function of having pretty much our entire list available for selection. So we'll watch Todd play for North Ballarat tomorrow and fight for his spot back. And if he plays well, he'll come back in.
Would you probably need him more next week with Cox and that do it? Or would that be dependent on form?
Oh, it'll be dependent on form. We won't. We're in the position where we don't have to pick players due to the opposition strength. I mean, we've got a number of key position players. We've got about 6 key position players who, in my opinion, deserve a spot in our best 22, but they're being kept out by others. So it's a fortunate position that we've got players to come in. We don't have to bring Goldie in because of Cox, Nat Nui, Lynch, etc. Cam Pedersen, Nathan Grimer, Lockie Hansen, Cameron Delaney. There are a whole host of players who could come in and help us out in the big man area.
Do you scout West Coast tomorrow, or do you go watch your guys playing for AFL? What's more important for you?
Oh, we cover, through our match committee, we cover all those games. And I'll weigh that up. We've got a unique arrangement where we've got a dual alignment, so quite often we've got 3 games of footy on at the same time. So it keeps our coaches busy. But
Which one will you be at?
I'll be here at Etihad tomorrow watching West Coast, and I'll back the line coaches in to go and watch their players at the VFL.
David put a pretty heavy tackle on you early, Andrew. Was you obviously expecting something like that from the brother?
No, he was good actually early. I thought he was terrific. His first quarter really got them going, and if he probably didn't have a sore hip, he probably would have kept going. I think he was a bit sore towards the end, but it was a bit of fun. It's good to be able to go out there and play against him and try and match it with him.
Is he staying down there to catch up, or is he pretty well just...
No, he stayed the night, so Mum and Dad are over. We'll catch up and go out and have dinner with the family, so it should be nice.
The younger brother eventually